Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is a GW Tiger. It's the Tier 9 German SPG. This one's located on the north spawn of Steps, and it's under the command of talon1958. And this is the first of 3 replays featuring the battles that took place in the contest last week. Now, he's got the 21cm main gun, which is capable of doing 900 alpha and penetrating 53mm of armor. The standard reload is 40.27 seconds, but you can see Talon's got that down to 32.99. Okay. Now this tank is actually not made from a Tiger, a Panzerkampfwagen 6 Ausführung A. It's actually made from the King Tiger, or Panzerkampfwagen 6 Ausführung B. Yes, the Tiger 2 is the provider of the hull for the GW Tiger, and actually it's slightly better than the standard Tiger 1, because actually it was made to carry more weight. Okay, well, he's already aiming at the enemy, and he's already spotted a Foch up on top of the hill, and he's just knocked a tree down to provide himself with cover. That tree looked like that shell looked like it actually hit very close to where the Foch was laying down the trees. He's just changed his position just slightly at the moment. The enemy's going to be focusing on our tanks right at the start. Now that's going to be a difficult shot, the 277, mainly because the ridgeline is going to be in the way. But once you actually get to the corner, it becomes much easier to get an accurate hit. Okay, he's just spotted a Leopard prototype up on the hill, and he's ignoring the 277 because Leopards have less armor. So obviously you can damage them much more with the shot in the right place. Rounds out. Oh, we got a direct hit! That's going to hurt the Leopard. Now he's landed in a tier 10 game with tier 9 Arty and tanks in it. So it could be an opportunity for him to get extra XP. As you know, the contest goes on each week, and it's to actually get the best result, because whoever does get the best result is going to get the weekend lion, whilst the loser has to get up and look after their boy Remy. Well, rounds out. Oh, landed right next door to the 277 and wiped him out. It didn't come up immediately, but it was a kill shot on the 277. Who'd obviously suffered serious damage. So he's on the board. In fact, he got the first kill of the game. Okay. And another enemy has died. This time round it's Conway. So that 277 must have been very badly damaged by some of the previous shots. Shots that we don't actually have the figures for because the enemy was unsighted at the moment. But that T62A just went down. We just saw a tracer coming from an enemy Arty. It looks like he's right down in the corner, somewhere in grid square K0. In fact, somebody's just marked the map, indicating that there might be somebody down there. In fact, it was Talon, actually. Okay. Somebody's down there, but we're going for the Cobra instead. He's obviously just blasted away his load. And that means he's reloading at this moment. Okay, rounds out. Let's see if this hits. Well, it damaged 2 tanks. Got the Cobra and an M5Y as well at the same time. Just saw the tracer coming out the corner again. There's 2 enemy Arty on their team. A batch out 155-55 and a GW Tiger. So we know that one of the enemy Arty is down in grid square K0 for sure. And I'm hoping that the team will take note of that and will try and get at that guy as quickly as possible. In the meantime, we're trying to suppress this M5Y. Rounds out, looks good. It is good, 345 hit points from that shot. Yes, if you've got an enemy tank that's moving backwards and forwards, and you can just about work out the spot where he seems to occupy the most, that's a good spot to aim at and shoot, even if the target just keeps popping out of view every now and then popping into view. It's worth a shot, just on the chance that you will damage them. And there's the enemy Arty. The batch out 155.55 just got hit and he's out the game. Now we did notice an enemy Leopard prototype up on top of the hill. That's probably the same one we fired at before. And he's missing half his hit points, but we're going for the M5Y, trying to dial in as he moves about. And he's gone. We know now the other enemy Arty is over on the other side of the battlefield. Probably in grid square K5. That's where he was last seen. We've got a Char Future 4. We're dialing in as quickly as we can. He pulls back. Okay, he's in reload. Oh, that one hit his turret right at the rear. He lost 518 hit points from that shot. It's a high roll non-penetrating round. Over there we've got a T-57 Heavy. He's on his last legs. Only 96 hit points. We can land a shell near him. We'll take a gun out of the game. Although Arty likes to get a load of hit points, it's sometimes worthwhile just firing a shell in on the off chance that you can actually take a gun out of the game. He's doing it. Unfortunately, on that occasion, we didn't get the T-57. Okay, an E3 just spotted. And they've got the T-57 Heavy now. The E5 on our team got him. Okay, now we seem to be held up by that Leopard prototype. And potentially by other tanks which are firing at them from the near where the GW Tiger was last seen. There's only 4 enemy vehicles left. So this game looks like it's in the bag, but don't be counting your chickens, because that Char Future 4 is being very sneaky. He's managed to come up behind our guys. Talon's trying to dial in on the target as it's moving. Rounds out. Oh, he got him! He got a splash kill on the Char. Oh, that's so useful, because that guy was going to go back round behind our guys and could have damaged some of them in the rear. So having him out the game also protects the other GW Tiger on our team. So now we've got 2 kills. There's only 2 enemies left, the E3s. One of them just died, which means there's only 1 enemy left. He's just gone, and that's the end of the game. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was a second-class tanker for talon1958 in the GW Tiger. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In this one, he managed to get 7. He also got a Confederate as well, hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. And his win rate from that one, 2,826. That's much more like we normally see from Talon. It's a Unicum standard, just below Super Unicum. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, we can see that he definitely didn't get the highest damage in the game. Unfortunately, that went to the Object 268 version 4, the Bobject. He got 3,890 hit points, second highest damage. The Leopard prototype on the enemy team, yes, he actually was quite difficult to dislodge. He got 3,051 hit points of damage. And the third highest was the E5 on our team with 3,018. Talon managed 2,371, which is a very, very respectable score indeed. In fact, he did get a piece of that Leopard prototype. That was a blind shot. He took him for 442 hit points from that round. He did get some damage on that T-57 Heavy, even though we didn't see any kill. The shell that he fired in actually stripped away the last 45, or one of the last 45 hit points of that guy's health, and actually made him an easy kill for our teammates. And you can see he did get nice shots on some of the other enemy, including taking the kill on the 277, and of course that Char Future 4, 605 hit points on that. But actually he got him more than once. He did hit that guy more than once. Remember, he hit him on the rear as he was pulling away from that position. Anyway, let's go back to the team scores, and we can see that when it came to kills, the high scorer was the Death Star on our team, the FE215B183. He got 5 kills in that game. 2 kills went to the E5, the TL7, and of course to Talon in the GW Tiger. Only 1 player on the enemy team managed to get more than 1 kill, and that was the Leopard prototype. And only 4 players on the enemy team actually managed to get kills at all. So not a great team. But when it came to base XP, we can see the TL7 managed 961, the E5 managed 926, and the Death Star 871 with Talon getting 834. He fired only 8 rounds. 8 rounds, that's a very tiny amount to get a really good result. If he'd actually carried on and fired something like, say, 13 rounds, I think he might have actually ended up with an ace tanker out of that game. He got 2 direct hits on the enemy, no penetrations, but he did get 11 splash, damage of 2,371, all of it at more than 300 meters, damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 2 of them, so there's the Confederate, 51 hit points of stun assist off 9 stuns. Now, he did earn a mission completion bonus in that one, and he took away a profit of 120,534 credits of the game, and on top of that, 2,502 experience points. Now, the result, if we see the last result that actually Talon managed to get the lead from Angelina, he got a second-class Bruiser and Confederate with 2170. Well, in this game, he's got a second-class Bruiser and Confederate again, but a much higher win 8. So, of course, this replay now means that he is in the lead with a much better score. So Angelina's going to have to up her game if she wants to get the lead and get the weekend lion. So that's the end of the first game. Let's have a look at the second one. In the second replay, Talon is now in the GW Tiger P. Game on. This is the Tier 8 German SPG. It's basically the Porsche Tiger, but with the same howitzers that you find mounted on the GW Tiger. It's either the 17cm or the 21cm, and he's got the 21cm here, so it's 900 alpha, 53mm pen, and the standard reload 44.10, but you can see Talon's got 36.13 on this crew. Now, it is slow, it's only 35 kilometers an hour moving about, but it is actually quite a good little Arty. That big 21cm howitzer can have quite a big effect upon the enemy. Okay, he's dialing in on the enemy tanks who are making their way towards the centre. In fact, there's one, a Gonzalo, which was sitting on the railway line there, making himself a big target, but we're going to go for the VK100-01P. Rounds out. Right on his rear, on the engine. 236 hit points of damage from that shot. Now he's actually backing up rather than going forwards. I think he's going to stay down this side of the map because from here he can get good shots on some of the enemy tanks the other side of the factory, or the ones who are actually going up to the cops to try and attack our tanks up there. Okay, the Gonzalo's in sight. We're almost reloaded. We're dialing in on him. Talon's going to have a go. See if he can get this Gonzalo. He's not going to be able to wipe him out one shot unless he penetrates him. Rounds out. Lands just alongside him for 233. Okay, he's changed position again, which is good. Now, of course, they never made any GW Tiger Ps, mainly down to the fact that the Germans actually used virtually all of the Tiger P hulls for the Ferdinand. Yes, the tank that was actually the tank destroyer that was created from the Tiger hulls that were created in the belief that the Porsche factory would get the contract. Instead, they didn't get the contract for the Tiger, and it went to Henschel instead. Rounds out on the Oho, lands short, but it still gets a critical hit. As you know, the Ferdinand, otherwise known as Elefanta. In fact, it got that name after they were sent back to the factory, and they were up-armoured then with more armour to protect them. The enemy Arty in this game was a Batchat 155-55 and a GW Tiger P. On our team, we've got a 212A. It's a tier 10 game with tier 8 tanks in it. So we've got extra opportunity to earn more XP. Rounds out the VK. Direct hit right on top of the turret. 378. Now the good thing about being a tier 8 in a tier 10 game means that you get 20% every time you hit a tier 10 tank, you get 20% more XP because, of course, you get 10% extra for hitting a tier 9 and 20% extra for a tier 10. Now, that shot the VK, that was a tier 8, so of course he didn't get any extra XP, but the more of the tier 10s and tier 9s that he hits, the more likely he's going to get a high score. He's going for the Brask. He's very low on hit points. Rounds out. Oh, he got a kill shot! He hit the side of the Brask, and it went through and wiped the guy out. So now Talon's got his first kill. I bet he's chuffed about that because that's a really dangerous opponent out of the game. We're 5-0 up on the enemy at the moment. Okay, another trick that Talon's doing is he's actually moving closer and closer to the center line of the map, and with good reason, because the closer he gets, the more likely he can shoot at the enemy tanks on the other side of the factory. Going for a shot on the Progetto. Rounds out. Looks good. Lands short. Okay, so we didn't get that one. Now, he can afford to get closer because they have pushed the enemy back from the riverbed in the center of the map. He's got a number of his teammates ahead of him, so they're protecting him at the moment. We're 6-0 up on the enemy at the moment as well. So we're doing rather well in this game. Oh, no, we just lost one. Yes, unfortunately our Yag Tiger went down. But we do have a possible target here. And it's the T110E4 dialing in on his engine bay. Lined up. Rounds out. Oh, that was good. Oh, he got a massive amount there. Huge amount. And the target goes down, so he picked up all the hit points. Either as actual damage or as stun assist. And now there's only 6 enemies left. The SU-130 PM just got wiped out, so now there's only 5 left. There's still 2 enemy Artys out there somewhere. He earned a massive amount of stun assist off that last kill alone. He's up to 2.5k on stun assist and only 1.2k on, or 1.3 on actual damage. Rounds out in the Char. Well, he's picked up some more actual damage now because the Char just got struck. And I wouldn't be surprised if he picks up more stun assist. The GW Tiger goes down. Oh, and the Char Future 4 just got wiped out by our 212A. And that means there's only 2 enemies left now. The T30 and a Batchat 155-55. They're both tier 9s. So if Talon can get some more damage on them, that will really help. And there's one of them. It's the T30. He's loaded. He's virtually fully dialed in. Rounds out. Going for the T30. Lands directly behind him for 46 hit points. But he does get damage assist, stun assist off that one. Now he fixed his stun. So we're not getting any help from that. But oh, he just died. And I think he died while he was still tracked. And that's it. The game's over. Here's the end of battle results, and that was a first ace tanker for talon1958 in the GW Tiger P. You can tell it's the first one because he's got the scrolls underneath. You only get that the first time, and he did get it on this occasion. Fantastic game. He also got a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 9. And he got a Confederate medal as well, for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. His win rate was only 2,115. But he did get a lot of stun on the enemy, and that really helped him to get the ace tanker in the end. Under the rules of the contest, if you get an ace tanker, you win the Weekend Lion outright. So, yes, I can tell you at this point in the video that Talon has won the Weekend Lion, and therefore he did get the Weekend Lion last weekend. Yes, because I'm afraid I'm a week behind with the replays on these. I got so many replays come in all at once. It was very difficult for me to get them done, and I was not well during the week, so that's why there's been fewer videos. Anyway, he's got the Weekend Lion. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, the highest damage in that game actually went to the Progetto 46 on our team, who picked up a Confederate and 3,291 hit points. Yes, he didn't get 20% of the enemy hit pool, so he missed out on getting a high caliber. Second highest damage went to the E100, who got 2,679. And the third highest was the M103, who also picked up a Confederate and 2,674 hit points of damage, with Talon getting 1,669. But remember, he was tier 8 in a tier 10 game. When it came to kills, we can see that the Renegade managed the most with 4 kills. 3 kills went to the 212A and 2 kills went to the E900 and the Iron Arnie, with Talon only getting 1 kill out of the game. And when it came to base XP, he's second on the table because the Progetto managed 1,208, Talon managed 1,186, helped by all those hits on higher tier opponents, and 1,143 went to the Renegade, with the BZ176 following up with 1,037. So 4 players managed to get over 1,000 base in that game, and in fact the game was over very quickly. It only lasted about 6 minutes. So you can see Talon gets second place on base XP thanks to his being tier 8 and getting good shots on the enemy. He only fired 9 rounds, very small number of rounds to get an ace tanker, but he got 3 direct hits on the enemy, no penetrations but 8 splash. Damage of 1,669 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damage 7 of the enemy, kill 1, there's the Confederate. 2,290 hit points of damage assistance, that's where he tracked the T-30. And 2,917 hit points of stun assist off 7 stuns, and some of those stuns were on tier 10 opponents. He actually managed to get 36,822 credits profit from the game, and he also took away 3,558 credits as well, but he managed to get his first ace and of course won the contest with this game. There was one final replay after this one, so we'll watch that one right now. The third replay sees Talon on the defending team of Karelia Assault, and he's back in the GW Tiger. Okay, so it's tier 9 game with tier 8 tanks in it. He's got the big 21cm howitzer again. In fact, he was having quite a good evening and he was enjoying himself, so he decided to go back to the GW because he knew he'd won the weekend lie-in and he thought he'd just have a bit of fun. And normally when you've actually had your winning game, you don't need to go any further, but Talon, well, he wanted to practice his Arty and he was determined to have a go in the GW again. He likes the German Arties a lot and he gets great results with them. Okay, so standard reload 40.27 seconds. He's got 32.99, 900 alpha, and he's styling in on A and BT. Now, some people say you should always use the 17cm Arty because, of course, you can actually get more shots out with the 17cm because it's faster loading. That's actually false because the DPM on the 17cm is not as good as on the Top Gun. He got a direct hit for 345 off the KV5. So yes, you should use the Top Gun if you can, because you will earn more hit points, and although it's a longer reload, which means you can't hit quite as many targets and that makes it more difficult to get a Confederate, it's still a lot of fun, and using the 21cm means you can have a big impact on the game. Okay, T-30 at the back there decided to pull back. Not sure why. Maybe he realized somebody was targeting him, but he knows now because he just had a round explode behind him and he's lost 53 hit points. Now there's relatively few enemy tanks down the south, and in fact actually I think Talon's noticed that very few of our teammates have actually gone down south, and that could be an opportunity for the enemy to actually make routes in via that way. So I think he's conscious that he might need to change his aim at any moment. Okay, TS-54 looks a good target. The T-28 prototype though is hovering on that corner, and the TS-54 also wants a shot. Oh, he wiped out the T-28 for 347. That looks to be a penetrating shot. It went right through the roof. of the T-28, which has a weak roof structure. And so, yes, he's got his kill. In fact, it's the first kill. I think was it the first kill? No, it's the second kill for his team. Okay, he's dialing in on TS-54 this time. I'm sure we've seen that guy before. Rounds out. And another direct hit, 421 this time. Right on the money. Changing position to avoid counter battery. Okay, that TS-54 looks like he could be a one-shot. Looking at these other tanks here. Now the T-30 just fired, and he's backing up because he wants to reload, but he doesn't want to stay in the firing line. So we've got two tanks together there. Rounds out. Oh, he killed the T-30 with that shot. No wonder that T-30 wanted to back up. He was scared about being there, and now he's out of the game and back in the garage by that shot. Excellent. That's 2 kills now. Tannen's the lead scorer on his team. Changing position. Now there are enemy tanks coming up in the south, so obviously our guys weren't really thinking carefully about making sure that both sides were covered. There's a Scorpion there for a brief moment. Oh, and one of their Kampfpanzer 7 has managed to get close. He's trying to decide where he's got to put the shell. He can't shoot the Kampfpanzer, but he definitely can shoot this Scorpion G. He's dialed in. Rounds out. And he gets a direct hit and penetrating shot for 850. It's a low roll, but it hit the upper plate, and he took a big hit. 850. The amusing thing is that so far Talon hasn't made any stun assists so far as we can tell, out of this game. But he actually has done significant damage with the shells alone. Oh, the Scorpion G just died to our UDES. Now it might be actually to Talon's advantage, yes, to change position, move a little further to the west to shoot down that lane, because now he might be able to get the angle to hit some of the enemy tanks that are trying to come up from the south. And our CS-52 list has also seen that. The enemy has got rather close, which makes looping the shell over the top of those rocks fairly difficult. Oh, he actually did damage the T-30 for 446. Now he's staying here, even though that 704 is getting very, very close indeed. The CS-52 list is in the way. Now if he stays here, he might be able to get a shot right in the face of that 704. He's giving him obstruction now, so the rock face is actually blocking his shot. And I don't think there's any way he can get around that. Yes, because that 704 has gone around the corner. So the best thing for him to do now is actually to move away from here and head east through the gap there, through the pass. Let the UDES take up the role of taking out the enemy who are trying to get to the cap area. Well, he hasn't gone through the pass, but he is orienting himself to see if he can get a shot on the enemy. No, there's no shot because he's got a red line there, you see. The red line indicates that all the places he's trying to shoot at actually have something blocking the shot. It's a rock face. He's going for the Progetto, who's very low on hit points. He's very close. Can he get the kill? Yes, he does! Oh, at that short range, the 21cm shell just carved its way straight through the front of the vehicle. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a penetrating shot as well. Now there's only 4 enemies left. There's 2 of those already in sight. We don't know where the Arty is, and there's another tank destroyer, the UDES, and oh, he was seen down in the south as well. So the only player on the enemy team we don't know the whereabouts of is the GW Tiger on their team. So moving this far to the east is actually to our benefit. Okay. Now he wants to try and get a shot into the cap area. That's the last 2 minutes. Now if he can keep these rocks between him and the cap area, the 704 is not going to see him when he fires the round in. Okay, he's just the other side of the cap. There's the UDES on the enemy team. Okay, he's dialing in as quickly as he dare. Got to make a decision when you've got to shoot. He's dialed in, rounds out. He gets stunned. Now they've only got one in the cap at the moment. They could cap out, but if we get a cap interrupt, then that's going to cause them problems. There's only 3 left on their team. They just lost the UDES to our CS52 Liss. And the Liss is just about to show us where the enemy is. It's a little closer than that. You're looking out too far. I think the T30 might be out this direction. Oh, he did get him. He got a hit. 369. He couldn't see the T30, but he is over there. And there's the 704 just inside the cap area. I think the T30 wasn't spotted at that moment by our teammates, but he managed to work out where he was last seen and put the round in. Okay, they can't cap out now to win because they've been reset. And so it's just a matter of taking out the last few attackers. Oh, he fired the round into that corner. He got stunned, and he's getting stun assist. I'm not sure he'll be able to get a shot off before the cap runs out. Okay. Oh! Well, the 704's gone down, but the T30 is still in the game, apparently. And the clock's about to run out. And that's it. The game's over. Here's the end of battle results, and that was the second-class tanker for talon1958 in the GW Tiger. He managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 10, and he got a Confederate as well for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. His win rate from that one, 5,798, which is super unicum and a lot more. That's more like the normal Talon that we normally see in the past. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, he definitely got the highest damage in the game on this one. 3,626 hit points of damage. Didn't get the high caliber, got the Confederate, so he didn't get 20% of the enemy hit pool, but he did get the highest damage in the game. Second highest damage went to the Object 263 on his team with 3,356, and the third highest damage went to the Object 704 on the enemy team with 2,942 hit points. The T26E5 Patriot on the game managed to get a Spartan medal as well. They were the only 2 medals awarded during the game. And when it came to kills, we can see that it was the Liss, the CS52 Liss, and of course the T26E5 Patriot. Both got 4 kills apiece, and Talon managed to get 3 kills out of that game. In fact, actually, we should also point out the Object 704 got 4 kills as well. Sorry, I missed out that. So 3 players got the highest number of kills, and 2 players managed to get the second highest amount of kills. The TS54 on the enemy team also got 3 kills before he was taken out. And in joint third place, we've got the UDES 03 on our team, and also the Progetto 46 and T30 on the enemy team. Yes, of course, that's the tank who took the round right through the face. Now, Talon fired 11 shots in that game. He got 7 direct hits on the enemy and 1 penetrating shot. Now, that was the Scorpion. I must have been Scorpion because it was a low roll, high penetration on the front plate. And he also got 14 splash. We can confirm that Scorpion kill. Or it's not a kill, actually. It was a penetrating shot. But yes, he did penetrate that Scorpion. Surprisingly, he didn't penetrate the Progetto that he hit. He actually just overwhelmed him with HE at very close range. He also got 14 splashes, damage of 3,626, all of it at more than 300 meters. Even the Progetto actually was at more than 300 meters, which was surprising. And he also damaged 10 of the enemy and killed 3 of them, and did 551 hit points as stun assist off 12 stuns. He got 17 defense points by resetting the cap as well. Now, on a premium account, he earned 22,635 credits from that game, and he also took away 8,665 experience points as well because he got a reward for completing a mission. But it doesn't affect the end result of this video because, of course, we do know from the previous game with the GW Tiger P that Talon definitely won the Weekend Lion last week. And so Angelina didn't need to do any more replays or send in any more replays for last week's contest because she knew that Talon had stolen it, or rather not stolen it, that he'd achieved it. He won it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed all three of those replays. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.